Here in the Brooklands flight shed, we're standing by a very accurate and originally airworthy replica of a World War I fighter aircraft called the Sopwith Camel. The aircraft was built in 1977, but the engine here is an original from 1917 and was designed by a French engineer called Clerget. Clerget's design was innovative in that it used aluminium pistons surrounding the fixed crankshaft, and another innovation was the fact that the engine had a throttle, unlike most of its competitors, which were basically either just on or off. The rotary engine concept had been developed about 10 years earlier, in 1907, by two other eminent French engineers, brothers Louis and Laurent Séguin. Laurent had designed an earlier aero engine with multiple fixed cylinders arranged radially, but he found it difficult to keep it cooled in the slow airspeeds of the time. He therefore designed a new engine where the 7 radial cylinders also rotated with the propeller around a fixed crankshaft and were thus cooled in their own spinning airflow. As one might imagine, this arrangement had considerable technical challenges, given the need to provide fuel and lubrication to the rotating cylinders. Castor oil was introduced into the fuel-air mixture to do the lubricating, but without a sump it was continuously discharged in the exhaust around the cockpit, where pilots might unwittingly discover its laxative qualities. Another challenge with the rotary layout was the gyroscopic effect of the heavy rotating cylinders. This could make the aircraft difficult to manoeuvre in the air, particularly for inexperienced pilots, and accidents were frequent. Pierre Clerget's decision to use lighter aluminium pistons in his engine reduced the spinning mass and thus the gyroscopic effect, resulting in an aircraft that was somewhat easier to control. In spite of this, the Sopwith Camel, with its 9-cylinder Clerget, was still a challenge. Tom Sopwith himself was quoted as saying that it was a vicious little machine to fly and not easy. You had to be a good pilot to fly a camel. Although rotary engines were the dominant powerpoint type for aircraft during the First World War, increasing airspeeds were making fixed-cylinder radial engines easier to keep cool. They avoided the gyroscopic effects and could be provided with proper throttle control and lubrication. Radial and inline engines rapidly became the post-war norm, and by the early 1920s the rotary era had come to an end.